Right, shut up. Shut up.
All right, let's go.
Be quiet, everybody. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the BSDF1 podcast. It's not a race week, so we're going to be talking about some upcoming news. We've got two people that are still dying from something that just happened, which Josh calls some real, what's the word? What would you call that? I don't know what I'd call that, to be fair. Demonic, nearly. A bit of tism, yeah, definitely. Demonic tism. So welcome back.
Chisholm out at the start of the pod.
Yeah, get it out before you push record so it throws us all off. Okay. Yeah, so it's not a race week, obviously, and it's not a race week next week or the week after. I think it definitely should be, you know, not 3-week break in the beginning of the season. That's a little bit ridiculous. But hopefully, after this 3-week break, what we're going to be talking about today will make a resurgence. We're going to be talking about Mercedes AMG Formula One Petronas, something cover, ever team. We're going to be talking about that today, covering loads of stuff. I'm be covering a bit of news that I think is very interesting, and then the other boys are going to also add to it. So let's get into it, shall we, ladies and gentlemen? Especially Ryan, not interested, looking down on his penis.
Research,
oh, yeah.
mate.
What are you doing? Oh, it's your phone, not your cocky-wocky.
No.
Right, then. So, we're going to jump into these topics. I want your opinions, all three of you, one by one.
Yep.
Do you think, and one of our listeners, I can't remember, Pauletta?
Yep.
Yeah. Paulette.
Sweet. That's a Twitter. Paulette, there we go. Sorry for butchering the name. I am stupid. So, mentioned about Mercedes getting ready for George and this sort of thing, right? I'm really trying to look at Lewis. And I've mentioned it before in the past. I think definitely my opinion is that Mercedes have already looked at Lewis and have gone, right, you're not our future, you're our past and our present. But presently, you're not doing super hot. So is it time that, you know, George Russell might like that W14 development and Lewis doesn't want to? Do you think Mercedes, I want Leo's take on this one first because it'd be spicy and gatekeepy. Do you think Mercedes are really starting to put more eggs into Russell than they are Lewis, even though Lewis has proved himself for the last 17 years?
Up the eggs.
You like that one? You like that one? Happy Easter, everybody. Happy Jesus Rising Day week.
Yes, lads.
Yes, boys.
We
did it.
Realised what you said.
Wakes up from the cave. He's I've got the best fans. Thanks for all the guys at the back of the factory for all the hard work. Get me back up and running.
Have some chocolate eggs.
Yeah. Jesus. 8-time world champion.
Go
Right. Leah, what do you reckon? Do you reckon George is being pushed more than Lewis? I think.
If, for example, if we take Max Verstappen, if Max Verstappen was offered a seat in Mercedes, yeah, they would chuck out Russell right now.
Yeah, I'd say
so,
that.
yeah, so Russell's the future, but do you focus on him now or do you focus on the 7-time world champion or 8-time world champion?
Naughty,
But,
yeah.
So you get what I mean? Do you focus on the 7-time world champion or actually focus on your future when you, at the moment, with no side points, you've got no future? So,
yeah, I mean, I agree to an extent. I think, you know, why would Verstappen in that same argument even be looking towards Mercedes when
that was hypothetical.
I know you got hypotheticals,
God,
but
that's never going to be realistic.
no, that's never going to happen.
So saying
Christian
Lewis is-
Horner would just
but you
end.
know what I mean? Like if they had a choice now, yeah. But if you had a choice now, they would get rid of Russell.
But do you think, again, in a way, would they get rid of him so highly, so quickly?
Mate,
In a car that can challenge the Red Bull.
6 years, they struggle to get rid of him.
Yeah.
So they're definitely going to do it to Lewis, are they?
That's what I mean. I don't think they could have got so many people. They could have got bloody, once they see that Ferrari was struggling in 2019, they could have just harnessed Seb. 2020. They could have got Seb and left Russell out to dry till like 2023 or something. So I don't think, I think Ryan's got a good point there. Mercedes hold on to drivers so they can develop them with their ethos. And I think that's good for Mercedes and bad for the drivers because you can see how Bottas is doing at the moment. But Yeah, I think Ryan's got a good point there. Definitely, Ryan. What? Since you had such a good point, what would you say?
I'd say that exactly that. I don't think they're putting more to Russell or Lewis. I think they're putting equal to both. Just
Yeah,
they're obviously like Russell's obviously taken the right choice, the path for the car, and that. Like Lewis has said, they took different paths for the car. George was right, Lewis was wrong. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
it's not worked out for Lewis at all yet. Although he is creeping back up there.
do you think it will?
Not this season. No, not this season.
No.
I think.
Well, how many
other
more
than-
seasons will he wait?
Obviously, well, last season the car was just dog. That was.
Do you know
pretty obvious.
what's scary is the car was absolutely terrible. It finished 3rd out of 10.
Yeah. Yep.
You know, if you gave any other team the W13, they would have been all over that. You gave like McLaren that car, they would have been like, "Oh yes, please,
That's
boys."
what I'm saying. I don't think they're putting more to Russell or Lewis. I think they're putting them both even. I think George is just a phenomenal driver.
True.
I think he's just got in that car, and obviously his first season in that car was a shit car. This season, the
Don't
car's
forget,
better,
used
so
to
he's going to be driving
complete
better anyway.
Trash as well, though.
Yeah,
Spent
he's
5
used to
years at
driving
Williams.
shit. Lewis
Yeah.
has had 7 years at the top of the game, and now he's had 2 shit cars. He's going to be in the mud.
Arguably, Lewis has been at the top of the game for 17 years.
Well,
Right.
arguably, yes, but he's had 7 years in a car that's won Constructors' Championships for 7 years in a row.
Yeah.
So,
And the first winless season for Lewis was pretty substantial. There's another little thing that I think about the first winless season. Leo will remember this back in the day. Formula One grids weren't full of talent, really, were they, Leo?
here we go.
They didn't have a lot of talent in them grids. So there might have,
go.
out of at one point, 22 drivers was the max it got up to? 22 drivers? 24 drivers.
24.
6 of them cars were completely in the wrong category.
Shout out to HRT Manor and
They should
Hate
not have
them.
been there, as we know fully well. They were terrible.
bro, my Fiesta was
I would be
faster.
surprised. Actually true.
Down the Chinese
Actually
street
true.
as well.
Yeah. So when Lewis was winning those random races, let's take the 2009 McLaren as an example, which was terrible for 8-9 of the races that it was, and then he won in Hungary, probably because it's Hamilton in Hungary. Don't quote me on that, but I probably did. 2009,
What's this?
Lewis's
What
win
is?
come from probably won 1 or 2 races.
He won. Oh,
There we
God.
go.
Oh.
Stump the goal. Oh my goodness.
Stumps the gatekeeper.
Yeah.
Oh my
Ooh.
god. He's got
Enemy
Google.
at the gates.
He's Googling.
Yeah. He's big Googling. He's
Come
there
on.
like pretending. So I'm totally not Googling
Yeah.
the thing.
As his screen goes white.
But the easiest tell.
Oh, he's got it.
Yeah.
He's found it in the back of his head.
It was 2.
Two. One was Hungary.
Brazil.
Have a guess what the other one was.
Hungary, Brazil.
Ryan?
I couldn't say, to be fair. I'd say Brazil or Silverstone.
Silverstone.
Josh?
Oh.
Oh,
Singapore.
of course. I always forget Singapore. Like
So I
back
had
then as well.
No idea of the 2009 calendar.
Mate, by the way, clueless. What a shout from me. 2009, 2 wins, Hungary and 1 other. What a shout. Congratulations, me. I can hear the applauding. There we go.
Oh,
No, I just got a
you
massive
said-
ego. I couldn't fit through the gate with my head, mate. Yeah, so going back onto that, yeah, Lewis didn't really have too much competition. So if he was up there, if the Red Bulls were having trouble, if the Ferrari was having trouble, if Lotus was having trouble, 2009 obviously was Brawn, but I'm talking about like 10, 11, 12, 13, etc. when there was just shit heaps.
are you saying Kovalainen?
Well, Heikki Kovalainen, my guy, my G, championship winning
Heikki
car,
Kovalainen.
finished nowhere.
He won a race.
That's
it's
all
fine,
he
mate.
did.
He beat Lewis Hamilton. He called
Well,
him
probably one that Lewis crashed.
I know another
Oh,
driver.
here we
who
go.
did that.
Line it up.
Line it up. There we go.
Oh,
Let Leo go, boys.
the YouTuber who beat 7-time world champion Schumacher and 7-time world champion Lewis Hamilton,
No.
both in
Equal?
equal
What?
machinery, by the way.
You know,
Yeah,
it's a good
you
drive.
Wait.
wouldn't believe it, would you?
Did he also beat Michael Schumacher?
He
What?
beat Michael Schumacher as well.
That's insane.
Yeah,
And Lewis Hamilton. Wait, Sir Lewis Hamilton.
Lewis Hamilton. He never mentioned
14
Sir
world
Lewis
championships he beat. Crazy. Who is this guy?
Hamilton. Madness, isn't it?
I've got
is
to
that
Google him
YouTube
right
name?
now. Hmm.
Oh, well done. Great
Nah.
typing, mate. Great typing.
Nico
Honestly.
Rosberg. No way.
Nico
That's crazy
Rosberg.
stuff. That's crazy stuff. Moving on from that incredibly bad thing. Me and Leo used to do that all the time at work, and we'd make it last a good 5 or 6 minutes sometimes. It was a good laugh back then,
I've got a
before
little
I
question.
became unemployed. I've got to hear Josh's take first on
Oh,
the
yeah,
George
yeah,
versus
yeah.
Lewis things, but I know it's going to be Lewis Hamilton is the best. Oscar Piastri is the worst. Is going to what he's going to say.
Lando's a prick.
Just somehow form this back on door.
No, I don't think it's anything to read into it, to be honest. I think George is just getting a better performance into the car. Simple as that.
Hmm.
But Lewis
that-
Why
does
do you
just
reckon that is, though?
No, Lewis just gets on he ends up getting
Emotional.
So he gets emotional and negative and lets it transcend over what he's trying to do. Whereas George just rocks up and does the best what he can. Whereas Lewis just goes on some mental fuck shit happens kind of thing. Oh my god, the world's against me and the car doesn't work, and you got to know the girl in the car and all this stuff. He names them Seb used to.
Got to be
shit,
connected to the car, man.
all that crap.
Yeah.
And it ain't happening. But then again, maybe he's not doing the same things. There's obviously something going on because obviously Angela left. There's obviously lots of talks about his contract. If it was so hunky dory at Mercedes, he would have signed that already. He hasn't, so
Exactly. I mean, he does always leave it, doesn't he? He does always leave it till quite late. But yeah, it is.
But there's definitely something not quite right in his camp because Toto's getting all these questions asked, pretty much week in, week out now, and you kind of want to stay behind closed doors. Lewis, we need to get this signed, so there's one less question to talk about. But at the same time, if you're clever about it, that takes the pressure off the car being developed because you're talking about its contract, which might be part of the reason why I'm doing it. So, who knows?
Yeah, exactly. And at least
you wouldn't
Mercedes was
throw-
taking a step forwards and not like Ferrari.
But in my opinion, you wouldn't want to do what Ferrari do and put all your eggs in one basket, hoping one driver will be great, i.e. Charles, because look how Carlos Sainz is going because it can't work out at the moment. So it's best to have two great drivers and then let them fight between them who's going to be the best, rather than doing a Red Bull as well and saying, oh well, Max is clearly our first driver. Lewis has got pressure.
Yeah.
Which is good. He needs that. Lewis under pressure is the best Lewis.
First time. Yeah. Every time he's had to go up against someone who is pushing him, he hits this different level. Max and Lewis 2021. I don't think I've ever seen drivers like that. With just slaughter their teammates and then the entire field is ridiculous.
I mean, it's pretty easy with Bottas.
Yeah.
To be fair, let's not beat around the bush. Bottas was easy. Even Ryan and his souped up Fiesta can do better than that.
Up, Z-Tech, Z-Tech power. Yeah.
Gonzo boy.
Eco boost, actually.
That'd be Red Bull in
Oh,
2026
Rinse.
anyway. Get the old Z-Tech Eco Boost.
Z-Tech Rico.
So what were you going to say, Ryan? You said something about... I've got to say something, actually.
It actually leads off of what Josh is saying and onto a different thing. But if you put Lewis and George into the W11, do you think they'd still be this close? Or do you think it would be more...
Lewis would be streets.
Lewis would just fucking drive off?
Yeah, Lewis is
To this...
I don't know.
Yeah.
Everything the same to this day, but it's a W11 instead of the W14.
No,
I
Lewis
would-
is streets head. 100%.
I would love to see that. Do you know what
Russell would have got points in Turkey.
This is my main
Yeah,
issue. Though,
that's
right?
very true. In a
Mercedes-
W11...
That was my main issue with Mercedes a couple of years ago. Why did Bottas is obviously great, and they obviously kept Bottas around because that's what Lewis wanted. But if you're Mercedes and Toto Wolff, you're going to
He was the Barrichello.
to get for your team, and you wouldn't like George Russell clearly. Well, obviously we know now, but at the time it wasn't. But when Bottas isn't getting points, you think, well, might as well just put a rookie into Mercedes or a quantified rookie, so you know what you're going to get from him.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, some races you could see why they had him in there.
I feel.
Sometimes,
Sorry, go on, Josh.
No, you could, but fucking hell. Bottas is like trying to get blood out of a stone. It just doesn't happen sometimes. Like, look at Australia just gone.
Yeah.
Literally the worst driver on that grid that weekend. And we
yeah.
have got some
You had something to
absolute
say about
dogs
that.
in there as well. Like, Kevin Magnussen is on the track.
I feel like, this
Have
is
you got
a
the
bit
correct hat on though, mate?
controversial, but I feel
You've got the correct
like
hat on for this.
Yeah, where's the
Pardon?
other hat?
Actually,
It's
yeah,
right
fair
next to him, ready for the controversy.
Literally perfect.
prepared.
Surprised you hadn't got one on top of the other.
I feel like
There we go.
Hamilton performs better when he's got a inferior teammate. So like George Russell will challenge him, Bottas wouldn't, Kovalainen wouldn't. But
Rosberg
Button
did,
did,
yeah.
and Button beat him. Rosberg did, and Hamilton, 2016 struggled. He actually beat Alonso in his debut
Actually,
season.
Alonso got
by the way.
trashed by Lewis on his first season.
He didn't get
Maybe-
trashed. What are you talking
He got
about?
absolutely spunked by him. He got-
They finished same points.
He's
They
a rookie.
finished
At
on the
that
same
time,
points.
I
he was
think-
a two-time world champion. He was a rookie. He got trashed by
Do you know
Lewis.
what? Have you ever watched a documentary about 2007?
No, I'm not cringe.
No, I thought not. No, I'd be so excited for when Lewis retires and he puts that book out of what happened in that season. Because Ron Dennis was all over Lewis and he did not like Alonso.
Well, there's a good example
Yeah.
of putting everything into your young prodigy, other than the actual world
They
champion.
put everything on Lewis. They put
which worked out as well.
everything on him that season. It was so obvious. Even like the thing that happened in, I'm not going to get into it, but the thing that happened in Hungary was Lewis not listening to the qualifying order.
Yeah.
And he was like, I'm just going to go out anyway. And Alonso's like, yo, we literally had an agreement when we're supposed to go out and you just ignored it. So now I'm going to force you because I'm the older guy here. I'm going to fuck you up. Lewis is just a rapid fucker. And back then he was like proper little
Remember when he
Verstappen
says, I'm not
rascal.
going to get into this.
Yeah,
And then proceeds to get into
go
it
into
immediately
this.
afterwards. Yeah.
yeah, proceeds to
Not
have
going
a
to actually talk
2-minute
about this,
talk
but
about
wait, while I talk about it. Yeah. Someone else quickly talk about something else before I start talking about 2007 Alonso.
it. The upgrades coming in Imola.
Upgrades! Wait, that's
Upgrades.
one of our old thumbnails. Upgrades.
Upgrades.
Go
So
find that on the archive.
Mercedes have actually confirmed now that the car layout is going to change completely. They haven't confirmed what they're going to change on the
Silver
car.
Rebel. Not Silver Rebel.
Sorry.
The Black Red Bull.
Nice.
Not silver.
Nice one, Leo.
That's the way to nerf Red Bull is to give them the Mercedes side pods.
Yeah.
Just watch them drop 15 seconds like that
Quite
immediately.
funny to see if that would actually change anything.
Yeah, if that's the cause of it.
That would be funny. But no, the
So, completely change the philosophy.
well, they've just said they're going to completely change the car layout. Apparently they're splitting the seasons into 2 seasons now, Mercedes. They're splitting it into pre-Imola and post-Imola. And at Imola, they're going to change the car layout completely, apparently.
Oh,
They haven't
interesting. What do you reckon?
All confirmed as what they're going to put on the car and change the layout to or take off. But
That's like the worst circuit to do it at because it's such a dead circuit.
that's probably
No
why they're doing it there.
overtaking, It's going to be raining. It's going to
'Cause
be.
That's why they're doing it there.
Yeah.
It's just basically a test track of cars drive around behind each other and occasionally overtake. And if you try like George Russell, you'll smash into the side of someone and nearly kill them.
True and real.
And then
True and real.
and then rob their seat off them for the next season.
Yeah, draw it up. That should have been his seat that season anyway. What were you
That's how I
doing
sold it
in the
into
W12 to let a Williams pass you?
Well, he was in 10th. That's where he was.
Mental.
But yeah, I don't know
Mental.
what they're going to do. Hopefully, they're putting side pods back on the car.
Is that going to change it though?
No,
is
I
that
mean,
is that just going to be some like magic stick that goes boop,
Oh.
speedy, boop?
It might not change it, but it will completely change the aerodynamics of the car, won't it?
I don't think it's the side pods that's the problem, though. I think it's how they deploy the air after the side pods. There's been a picture I saw of the Red Bull, and it like had all the air with that flow vis paint they had, which looked sick. And Ted Kravitz was getting an from it. He was like, "Look how it goes around, and it comes out by the wing." And then Mercedes ones comes down and goes like that, and it just explodes. And it looks like someone's had
it's the back of their car.
And a Vindaloo. It just doesn't. It looks like a mess in the morning.
Yes, that is the Mercedes. Typical Mercedes driver, though.
That is the biggest problem, though. The back of their car hasn't been designed correctly. I think that's where their biggest issue is.
Coming from Ryan.
Do you remember when
chief engineer on the BSDF1?
Yeah, mate.
He's the only one who has a qualification in mechanics, so he can actually say these things. Remember, he's the only one.
And I am the only
one.
race
He's
winner
an
as well.
aerospace nonsense engineer.
Ah, wait. Show everybody your
the only race winner.
the one time Ryan turned up to Buckmore Park and there was only one person on the track, him. So they gave him the trophy anyway.
Still won the race, though, didn't I?
Still won the race, doesn't matter. There it is, dude.
Can't
there
lose
it
if
is.
you're the only one.
Yeah. Points are points at the end of the day.
Exactly.
Do you remember when Mercedes used to build their car to only be in front, and when it wasn't in front, it would overheat and blow up? Remember that? That's when both of the Mercedes 2020 Imola, and that was a W11, was like, what am I doing in air? What are this? These cars are not letting me go past them. And it had like...
They've always been... They were like that for a while. Like 2018, 2019, they had a big problem.
That was...
It's like Josh said, they built the car to have maximum airflow 24/7. They didn't have that when they went into the pack, so they couldn't run.
Yeah. That's so funny.
But that's the thing about Mercedes. They always have this big problem. Like back in 2013, they had a good car, but they had a car that the tyres were just 8. So that's why they were never hitting their potential. So they've always had that one thing with their car.
Apart from the W11. Well, that was Bottas.
But yeah.
You couldn't drive that car for life.
Bottas was the issue there.
Is this the Bottas
bashing again?
podcast?
Another segment of the podcast. Yeah, no, mate. How the most common podium was Ham ver Bot. How were you underneath the Red Bull when Verstappen was doing magic, and we all knew what was coming the season after that? When you'd made a really good car, Mercedes. Yes, we did. So what you're going to do now is unmake it good, make it slower. Stop. You're not allowed that or that or that or that or that.
Yep.
Yeah, the classic. And
It's like 2018 as well. I had someone on Twitter try to tell me that Mercedes were the best team, had the best car in 2018, when that's clearly wrong. When it was
and arguably they weren't fastest on every single track. Red Bull had 2 or 3 tracks. Ferrari had majority of tracks.
I watched a video.
But Ferrari,
and it reminded.
Is that one of the flaws ones?
No, it wasn't that. It was like a documentary where they got all the clips from Sky Sports. It was really, really, really good. But what I forgot about was how neck and neck it was until roughly Singapore, wasn't it? And that's where Lewis did his like magical lap, wasn't it, in 2018?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that So that was an amazing lap. But
best qualifying lap ever.
I actually watched it because of one of the pods that we did a couple of weeks ago when you said about that, and his car wasn't the greatest that season. I completely forgot because and everyone does as well. To be honest, they all say, "Oh my God, Mercedes was amazing." People can forget how great Ferrari was until their engine got caught by the FIA.
Yep.
But they literally were neck and neck, Seb and Lewis. But then also Max was there as well, giving Kimi and Seb on a bad day the run for their money. Like he was there or thereabouts as well as a young flying Dutchman.
So as Ricciardo was as well when Max wasn't crashing into him, or they weren't crashing into each other. Basically,
it wasn't really about him.
The classic.
That filming episode was all about DTS.
But 2018, that 2018 Hamilton was that was his best.
Amazing. Quality drive, barely any mistakes. Perfect driving. One of them ones who'd be like, is this an AI? He's just literally not making a mistakes. Crazy stuff.
Oh, sorry about that, boys.
Jesus Christ.
He's beating up his mic. He's beating up his mic.
What?
But there's Germany 2018, for example. 14 from
and Seb's biggest bottle job ever.
What season was it? You finished Silverstone on 3 wheels.
2020.
2020.
No
that was fun. That was an unbelievable lap.
W11 literally could finish a race on just like the only other ridiculous car to do that was the SF
It's
2004,
a shame that
which was
that
also an
season
absolutely
when they
fucking
had that
bonkers car.
amazing car where they
Yeah.
had no one in the stands to like see that.
Yeah, it's gutting, innit?
Yeah.
Heart wrenching.
Crazy.
That would have been one of
Bring
the...
it out at Silverstone, please. Bring it out at Silverstone. Yeah.
bring
Yes.
it out.
Did you
in
see?
the
It just
Someone
roll
We've
it
changed
out.
our car philosophy,
Just have
everybody.
that
simulation.
It is a W11.
Did you see someone done a simulation of the W11 at the old layout of Australia, and it could take the chicane after the back straight flat.
Yeah. Well, look at it at what's the one that the Magello when it's coming down. There's that sweeping left-hander coming down the hill, and Martin Brundle's like, "It's on rails. It's what's he's flat." Oh, that was it. Puon at Spa.
Oh,
He's like
yeah.
8th gear flat.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Yeah.
He was
It's
like,
just a turning that.
that car looks like
But-
it's on rails or something like that.
I'd love to see the W11 versus the SF 2004, but the SF 2004 is on slick tyres. Oh my, like the modern Pirelli P0s. I would
How
love
about them two
to see that because that car's a monster.
them two
Both
cars
of them.
and the Red Bull this season.
Yeah, I think they'd smash the Red Bull to pieces.
Nah.
The Red Bull is heavier.
It's
The Red Bull is
unfair,
slower
man.
in a straight line and slower through
can't
corners.
Have 2 legal cars and an illegal car. You can't do that.
Oh, yeah.
He's
Get
gone.
in the bin.
Oh, oh.
Just
The sandwiches
change
back
it.
out. The
True,
sandwiches.
Zach.
Oh.
Just spend more money. I mean, change your car.
Yeah.
That'd be
Take
it.
out your
Imagine.
pocket.
So,
Oh.
who else has got something to talk about? Josh, I reckon we've given you 27 minutes to think of something about Mercedes.
Yeah.
Well,
Give
I've
us something
actually got
about
something
Mercedes
to talk
right
about, but it's
now.
not actually Mercedes. It's a quick shout out to the listeners and the people who have been commenting on our YouTube videos in the last couple of weeks. We had
Thank you, everybody.
someone
Go
Thank you
to-
very much.
Absolute goat level.
Classic. We had a really nice back and forward on TikTok from someone called Sky. That was quite a nice interchange. Thank you for your feedback
thank
on
you.
the pod. Very helpful. To obviously, we need to know where we want to take things in the future, what we don't do well, what we do well. And we've had quite a lot of comments on YouTube videos recently. I'm just going to flick to one now. We're going to start bringing in the Spud of the Week. A comment from David, which I think is quite funny. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah.
And we had a couple of comments recently from, ironically, someone called Boring. Hopefully that's...
Yes, there he is, dude. There he is.
Hopefully he
We were
commented on
waiting.
people's
Go
videos.
in.
We're waiting.
And we had someone called Michael Santa Maria on our last video about Ferrari. And that was quite an interesting take. And we, in our race recap ones, we will talk about your comment. So do get them in. It is always good.
Yeah, we might do a little social corner specific episode, which is for the community. So we might do something like that. Message, don't know. Well, you can message. It's usually Ryan who replied to the messages. But comment down below on the YouTube or message on TikTok or wherever to see if you want to see some more social content with for the community. So yeah, let us know. The more you let us know, the better and better it is. Funnily enough, while I say that, I forgot to do my intro bit. But luckily, I'm going to give Josh something called Adobe Premiere that he can put at the beginning so I don't look like an idiot. But if you're watching us on the YouTube, do not forget to subscribe, hit the like button and the notification bell to make sure that you are updated on every single thing that we post. That really helps us out loads and loads and loads. The more of that you can give us, the more content we can make. And we're really pushing our uploads. If you've seen recently, we're posting at least something. If it's a short, a video, some evergreen content, something organic for you guys that you can always watch instead of a podcast. If you don't have an hour to dedicate, you can watch a smaller based video. What do we call them? Talking point videos. That's what we call them. We're having some more gameplay videos come up as well and some more general discussions. At some point, a little sneak peek for everyone who's at the 30-minute mark of the podcast. Live podcasts will be coming shortly. Shortly is loose, but shortly nonetheless.
Hello.
So it's going to be happening, listeners. So
And the crowd goes
be ready for that.
wild.
But thank you very much.
Oh, yeah,
The crowd goes home.
Crowd
Crowd goes
like,
home.
These guys live? Nah,
Can
no
I just
chance.
say one thing?
No.
That
Well, you've said multiple things.
on the comments thing. Talking of what Leo just said, the crowd goes home thing. Someone actually commented that. His name
Really?
was
Brilliant.
Kaplonk. I put back, just out of like best comment yet on this channel. He absolutely razzed me. About
Not hard
an
to be
hour
fair,
later,
mate.
he just sent back and
Spelling
went,
is terrible.
only comment, you mean?
Yes, there he goes. That's what it's
I
about.
just sat there, took the L, and just, yeah, fair enough. Yeah, fair play.
You got to give him it sometimes.
Fair play.
You got to give him it. You know, probably not touch grass in a little while. Just rising up. You're looking at that hailstones out there, mate.
That is
that
actually
that
hailing.
rain has
Talking
got
about
here,
touching
yeah.
grass.
It's heavy.
It's
Actually attacking.
Break my
Actually
window.
attacking a window. Leo, you saw something earlier on about Jean Tot.
Jean
Do you want to
Todt.
elate us
Jean
into this
Todt.
one?
So I will read you out this this bit from the article. So it says, speaking to Italian publication, I'm not going to say the name because I'll butcher it. But it says Todd recalled that both Mercedes chief Toto Wolff and Red Bull boss Horner called him after the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix in 2021. They didn't explain what they said, but he said, I did nothing. And he was asked whether he would go back and do anything. And he said, no, he wouldn't. He would keep it that way. He said he was quite reluctant to get involved as it was the steward's job. What makes me think now, bear with me a minute, because John Todd is, he's a legend when it comes to like Ferrari and all that. What's the point then? Why would you saw in your biggest sport, the biggest, without getting into it too much, one of the biggest scandals, and you were like, I'm not going to deal with that. So what's the point of your job then? You know what I mean? As the FIA president, you should really do. Like, he generally came out and said, "No, I wouldn't. I didn't do nothing, and I still won't." So what's the point then? Like, Toto Wolff and Horner called him up. So obviously Horner's been like,
"No, we know how that conversation was."
The
rat boy.
In there.
Yeah.
And then
fuck off! I'll invite you on holiday, won't you? Rat.
Come camping.
And then Toto Wolff, with the typical Jean, no.
It's not right. Jod. No, Dodd.
Yeah. But yeah, I was reading the article and he's refused to help and still
Leo
is like, I back my decision, I refuse to help.
Leo,
why has
this all come up all of a sudden? What is there a series of questions that's been asked to him?
So an Italian news outlet asked him whether he would go back, and asked him about the incident. I don't know why it's still been brought up, but asked him about the incident. And he said he spoke to both Toto Wolff and Horner. Why he spoke to both of them, God knows. But he said, he didn't do anything, and he wouldn't go back and do anything if I read it right. So it's sort of like, why didn't you get
he not
involved
the former
then? That's what I don't get.
president of the FIA? Yeah.
Yeah, at the time he was the president. Yeah. So why?
More to the point, though,
or why didn't he do something? Because you're the president. No, I'm not
more
expecting
to the point, though. He's saying that he wouldn't get involved, but clearly by making that kind of comment, there was something that wasn't quite done properly, as we all know. Because otherwise, you wouldn't need to get involved if it was done correctly. Do you know what I mean?
Well, we know there wasn't.
Yeah.
Exactly.
No, but I'm saying that. But he's sort of by him saying,
part of
"I'm
it
not going to
and
get involved." He's sort of saying, "Well, we let it play out. We know something happened that wasn't quite right. Let's just ignore it, see if it goes
Well,
away."
yeah,
Which is
why
clearly
do you-
not.
People have come
Why do you
forward and
reckon
said
it's...
that it was an illegal thing that happened.
He made a fair. He made a point as well, comparing his role to the FIFA presidents as well. Again, I
Sepp
can't
Blatter
pronounce his
and that.
name, but his wording was it's
Gianni Infantino, the most corrupt man in world football. Yeah,
Infantino.
correct.
Yeah.
You are
And he
similar
went,
to them.
He went. It's not the role. He went. It's not the role of the president of the FIA. Referees must be autonomous, whatever. He went, have you ever heard Infantino say, here there was a
Yeah, he
penalty,
does that all
but
the
not
time.
here? and it's sort of like
He does that all the
but,
time.
yeah, he does. He mentioned. Well, actually, he goes.
Yeah,
Today
exactly.
I feel whatever. Today I feel Qatari. You know, and then imagine John coming out and be like, you know, today I.
No,
feel
I'll tell you what
Red
he's feeling.
That's
Richard
funny.
Horner's
That's
all
good.
over his legs. It's funny you should say that
Today
actually,
I
because
feel Red
I've I stumbled upon a change.org petition. So I was doing something on there. I was signing it a little while ago. You remember when Kurt Zuma kicked a cat? That should also be brought up as well because he should be in prison. So on that time when I was doing this, and I saved it for a little while, and I've just stumbled across it in my bookmarks. There's an overturn the decision of the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix winner. Lewis should be the winner. It's currently got 74,000 signatures, and if you get over 75 or 100,000, it gets passed in Commons. Got to legally talk about it in the House of Commons.
What?
Yeah, that's how change.org works. And this was created.
Wow.
Let me tell you the date because it's not. Oh, it's not. It got 50,000 supporters a year
I'll sign
ago.
that link.
And I think it's been going probably since the night it happened. To be honest, it's been going for a very long time, and it's got
probably
500 signatures away from 75k, which is quite a big milestone because I think that either does something where they have to talk about it. It might be 100,000 when they have to take it to Commons. To be honest,
Yeah.
Imagine Prime Minister questions where Keir Starmer just gets up and be like, "Yeah, we know we've got all this problem in the cost of living stuff and all
should
that."
be the winner of
Lewis
the Abu
Hamilton-
Dhabi.
You know what it'll be? You know what it'll be? It'll get up and be like, he'll be like, "So, Mr. Speaker, what do you think our rightful gentleman over there is going to do about 2021 Abu Dhabi?"
Yeah, but what I hope for is there'll be a load of.
That'd be.
I hope there's going to be loads of Lewis Hamilton shaggers and Max Verstappen shaggers in that room going like Twitter kicking off again.
Yeah.
That'd be amazing.
Parliament, but Twitter. That'd be. Oh,
Yeah.
what a scene! What a
Amazing.
scene!
That would be funny.
Do you imagine?
That would be really good.
Could you imagine?
But it's funny how you say that
But
because there's
do
a
you
lot
wanna
of,
know-
there's
I
a
think
lot of
something-
news lot of news going on still with the 2008 scandal, and that was dealt with retrospectively, wasn't it?
That being resurfaced, yeah.
Again,
That's resurfaced very strangely.
yeah.
But it'll just be passed under, much like it usually always is. But I mean, if that was done in retrospect, my
But
God,
that wasn't though, was it? The 2008 scandal was actually when someone went back, didn't they, and checked because they found out. So if there's something that comes up
yeah,
that is illegal, which I don't think there is, because I think it would have been found by now because it's all broadcast, isn't it? Back then it was all like smoke and mirrors, and you can kind of get away with something. But yeah, there's still is every time something similar happens, like at Australia when there's a red flag right at the end of the race, everyone's like, "Oh my God, it's what should happen to Abu Dhabi?" Me.
the
Monza
Vietnam
last year,
flashbacks.
something.
Yeah.
Jesus, we'll never let up.
Yeah,
That all come to like life because Verstappen came on his radio and went, "I pushed me wide." Fuck off, stupid cunt.
yeah, they're always going to do that. They're just trying to get some. It's Formula One driver. He's just
I was
trying
ahead
to
of him
pray
in
for
the
like a
apex.
random 5 seconds.
I will press the
Yeah.
brakes. You've got a faster.
That's
car
why the
here,
FIA actually did the
straight.
right thing and just went, "Shut up,
Yeah.
shut up, man. Like, get on with it."
Look how
So,
quick your
okay.
fucking
Bitch.
car was.
Yeah, didn't matter anyway in the end,
No.
did it, matey?
8 seconds in front.
Oh,
Yeah. But Max
Oh,
Verstappen still
careful,
won
everyone.
it. So Max still won it.
There
My
he is,
goat.
dude.
He even went off the track as well.
Yeah,
He even went off.
He has
He
that
even
much
went off
talent.
the track
He
to help
outbraked
Lewis
himself
Hamilton.
8 seconds in front of everyone.
Do you want to know something funny?
Yeah. And then you get the classic, he's now a lawnmower.
Yep.
My goat.
Would you like to know something
My
funny?
goat.
Currently at 7:45
Always.
on
Always.
a Monday, F1 Fixed is trending on Twitter again. For
No way. Again?
Wow.
Every day that is.
Yep.
Formula 1 fans
Yeah.
of
Let's
all
get
the
another
Yeah,
video
get
out,
shit
Bora
posted.
more.
Literally is.
Yes.
Get shit posted.
time. Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Twitter.
get shit
Oh, yeah,
posted.
Twitter.
Hashtag robbed is trending
Jesus
as well.
Christ, it is.
What the hell is
Hashtag
going
Rob
on?
Lewis 2020.
They just can't get over it, can they? They really cannot get over it.
They never will.
That's
We
mental.
will always
But-
cry.
Still we cry.
That's amazing.
Oh my! Do you know what? Wait, just quickly.
Yep,
Just quickly.
so
Look.
read that.
Just
Yeah,
come
that's
up
the
on
one
it.
I was referencing. Yeah, that's why
There
I
it
remembered
is.
it.
Yeah.
It's the thingy.
How can I also
Amazing.
just say one more thing about Australia? I know Australia was a couple
Amazing
weeks ago,
stuff.
but
Go for it.
how shit did it look when the cars came across the line and no one was jumping on those fences? Like the pit crew just weren't
I
there.
don't think anyone would have anyway because it was such a weird ending.
Yeah.
No one
I
would
mean,
have
there
anyway,
were people
but-
jumping on the fences. It was the fans getting
Yeah.
into the track illegally. That's what that was. They
But
were jumping
how-
over the fence, all on the fence.
How shit is that rule? But anyway, it's just a quick little thing there. But
Well, it
Yeah.
just shows you what the FIA are
Yeah, it's
focusing on
pretty-
at the moment. It's like, what the fuck are they doing? Does it matter? Like, Christian Horner actually made a really good point about it. Like, it's the first time I
That-
actually agreed with him for a very long time, and the only other time was about Daniel Ricciardo bottling it to leave and done the Spurs. Saying that they've done that for like 12 years or whatever it is when they've celebrated on the things. It's never been a problem until like now where it's randomly an issue. Like, does it matter that much?
Mhm.
Really?
No.
Think of everything else in the sport that is far more dangerous. Fix that first.
well, in my eyes,
I think
Woke.
it's Formula 1 trying to get like
Nah, it's woke,
to show
isn't it?
dominance. You know,
Yeah, we got the power over
to
you.
get, you know,
In
just
my
make
eyes,
rules
it's
out of it. Nothing.
actually
Yeah.
safer than what the pit bull do. Like they hang a pit bull out onto the track. Why are they not stopping that if they're stopping the teams jumping on the fence?
Yeah,
at the
dropping one of
last
them
minute?
is pretty
If you
spicy if you drop one of them.
drop one of them or a car's coming down the straight, they spin out and hit it, it's going to rip that guy's arm off. If they're
Yeah.
just standing on the fence at the end of the race, like
No one's ever been hurt from it. I think
No.
apart from maybe once someone has fallen off, but I don't think no one's died or even got injured from that.
No.
You know, nobody died when the cars used to go 120 miles an hour in the pit lane. No one died then either.
No.
But people got hit, yeah, but nobody died. So
They'll start make esports
yeah,
as
true.
well.
Yeah, they already wear gloves, which makes me laugh. I don't know what that does.
Yeah, saying about
As
that,
Jimmy
really,
Broadbent calls them
have
like the
you
virginity gloves.
They have
Brilliant.
a race engineer as well. They talk about that. Say, look, Jarno was
Yeah.
talking to them. They go, save it for Brackley, save it for Brackley. Not, mate, come on. This is esports.
Yep.
Save it for
Mhm.
Brackley.
they take it proper.
It
Are
is-
you mad?
They take it
It's
really
it's
serious.
Save it
interesting.
for the Discord chat after. Yeah, that's
'Cause
what you need to
I
say.
think-
Brackley's their name in
Yeah.
their Discord chat. That's all it is.
Cringe.
Next thing you'll
Yeah,
find out they have a
Brackley
pit crew
Discord.
and everything for 'em.
They do esports, but they
Yeah.
can't.
Oh, Leo!
What is that about? What is that about?
There's
Hey,
us about to play in about
damn.
20 minutes. Doesn't play with damage on. Great.
Yeah.
All damage, all the racing line,
Yep.
everything. So, boys, I think that was a pretty good discussion about Mercedes and where they are at the moment. I think it's now time to get into all the listeners' favourite segment of the podcast when it's not a race week. Ryan, are you ready?
I
Josh,
don't
are you
know.
ready?
Born ready, bruv.
Leo, are you ready? It's time for Formula
Yes.
Fun, everybody. Then we put the jingle in. We put the jingle.
A ring a ding a ding a ding in.
Yeah.
And now we're into it. So everybody got for the listeners, how this is going to work. We're going to do a F1 quiz. Ryan, shut your mouth. Shut your mouth, Ryan. We're going to be doing an F1 quiz today.
Shut up.
So the quiz is going to be on the 2022 season. I'll be taking whoever buzzes first. The buzzers are off screen, but I can see them because technical difficulties are rife in this channel. So I'm not going to try and, push the boat out for
That
Ryan
sounds-
to disconnect.
Technical difficulty.
So whoever buzzes first will get to answer the question first. I'll say if they're right or wrong. And then the person who buzzed second will get to go if they haven't got it right or wrong, basically. That's how we're going to do this. Easy peasy quiz, lemon peasy. We're going to jump straight in. Have everybody got their buzzers ready?
Mine's locked, but yeah.
Yep, yours is locked. Leo, your buzzer ready, yeah? Josh?
Yes.
You're ready, buzzer, yeah? Nice. Okay, everybody, here we go. Buzzers are unlocked. Who won?
Yeah, go on,
Go on,
Josh.
Josh.
Answer
Who
it.
won?
Answer it. Go on.
Who won?
Go on.
Who won, Josh? Who won?
Josh, you can see how many milliseconds that was
Give
as
me
well.
strength, Lord. Give me
How many
strength, Lord.
milliseconds was that on?
I can. It was 17 seconds until Ryan did it. I can't see if you did, but I'm
That
going
was
to kick you
basically
out.
a race with Max Verstappen.
Okay. That was the Red Bull. Lights out and Josh has won. So, everybody, who won the first race of the season? Leo, you get to answer first. Charles Leclerc
Leclerc
won the first race of the season. Correct. 1 point for Leo. 1 point for Leo. A bit quick on them buzzers, boys. Okay, you ready? How many former drivers returned to the grid in 2022? Ryan first. Wow.
He doesn't know the answer.
How many drivers?
He does
this is
not know the
multiple.
answer.
This is multiple choice.
He doesn't
There is
know.
multiple choice here. Is it 1? Is it 2? Or is it 3?
I think it's 2.
Incorrect. Josh, you're next.
1.
It is. I don't need to look at the question because I do. No. It's also wrong.
Love
Leo, would
it,
you like to
Carl.
finish it off? It's 3.
Is it 3?
No double points, but the gatekeeper already shining through
Also,
here.
can we just...
Would you
like-
the fact that
would you
Josh
like
was
to-
right
I can only
and
remember
the
a
answer,
K-Mac.
and then he got it wrong as well.
Yep. Would you like to list the answers, Leo? Just 2022.
Hulkenberg.
2022.
He did do a couple of races.
I mean, I guess, yeah, that is actually true. Oh, yeah, no, it is true. If I read it. Oh, I didn't read. So, Alex Albon, Kevin Magnussen, and Nico Hulkenberg.
I only remembered Kevin.
That was it.
I forgot about Nico Hulkenberg being there.
Okay. Reset the buzzers, boys. Who said over the team radio, I need new pants after that?
I don't... That sounds like a fucking Alonso thing to say.
I need new pants after that. Okay, Ryan, you're up first. I need more pants after that. Who said it on the radio?
I'm just going to say it was Alonso, but I don't have a clue.
Incorrect. No. Josh, who said that?
Lando.
Incorrect. Leo, who said this? Can you get through on the bounce?
That's it. It sounds like a Magnussen thing to say.
Suck my balls, mate.
All incorrect. So, of course, it was actually Juan Zhou who had time for a joke after nearly collecting the barriers during an overtake at Monaco.
Oh.
It was no joke about Perez.
Wow. Anyway.
He did suffer. Yeah, Juan Zhou. There you go. How fascinating.
How exhilarating is this?
Okay, you ready? Reset the buzzers, everybody. Here we go. Nick De Vries drove in Friday practice for 3 different teams during the season. Which one of the below did he not drive for? Aston Martin, Williams, or McLaren? Who did he not do a free practice session with? Leo, you got that first.
McLaren.
Easy peasy. Leo just yoinked that one right off the bat. Well done, Lily. How many points is that for you now? 4 to everybody else's 0. That's your 4th point. No, that's your 3rd point.
Questions
I
we've had.
Is it?
Fucking
I've
hell.
only done
Leo's
4 of
got
these, and I've already lost the math. The math is already gone.
Classic.
Okay.
Like badminton all over
Boys, here we go. Classico. Pain. Okay, ready? 5 different drivers won races in 2022. Name them all.
I'll leave that one to Leo. I'm leaving that one to Leo.
again. Can I just say, when he clicks the
5.
button and has a 25-second gap to think about it, is not on. Go now.
That's because
Can
you're
I-
making a
I'll
jockey.
go,
Right,
I'll
go.
Verstappen, Perez, Leclerc, Russell,
Correct.
Sainz.
Correct. Resetting the buzzers. All right. Leo's steaming this, as I anticipated he probably would.
He's a get a girl.
Okay, ready. This one's for Josh. Miami made its F1 debut this season with a purpose-built track around the grounds of what landmark location? I'll give you the multiple choice. A, Hard Rock Stadium. B, American Airlines Arena. C, Bayfront Park. Josh, you got that click first. Let's
Hard Rock
see.
Stadium.
Is the correct answer. Josh has a point on the board. Okay. Oh, what an interesting one. Ready, boys?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to give you multiple choice. Buzz in after the multiple choice, okay? How many times did Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen collide during the season? 1, 2, or 3 times? Leo first.
Twice?
I've got to scroll down for this one. So that is incorrect. That will go to Ryan as the next person.
3 times?
Is also incorrect.
Oh
Josh,
my
would you like
God.
to take us home, please?
Josh, can I have a bonus point to tell you where it happened as well?
Oh,
We know where it. I think
One in
we know
Brazil.
where this one happened, but you can
One
not
in
have
Brazil.
a bonus point.
One in
Yeah.
And it was in Brazil. One in Brazil. Very good. Very, very good.
Yes,
So
boy.
Josh on 2, Leo on 4, Ryan on 0. Yes, boys. Ha ha ha. Okay, ready? Here we go. Which of these drivers did not call Lewis Hamilton an idiot in 2022? Which of these drivers did not call Lewis Hamilton an idiot? Verstappen, Fernando, or Sainz?
Fuck me, that's easy.
Leo?
Is it
So
Verstappen?
you're saying Verstappen did not call Lewis Hamilton an idiot?
Yeah, because science has no right.
So incorrect.
Science
No, I think you might have.
Okay.
You
Do you want me
might have
to
heard
read the
that a
question
bit
one
wrong.
more time?
But
But
he
you've
said
heard
his
that wrong.
answer.
But we're going to let Ryan do it
Go
because
on.
he actually might have heard it correctly.
I'm going to say science.
Correct. Science did not call Hamilton an idiot. He called him cheeky. That is.
Yeah.
Who did not call for?
I wasn't. I'll be honest, with you, I wasn't listening.
Alonso shouted, "What an idiot!" and Verstappen called him a stupid idiot.
Classic Verstappen.
There you go. Classic
I've got a
Verstappen.
point,
Better be
boys.
his fan. Okay, ready. Who won the final sprint race of the year? Was it Carlos Sainz, George Russell, or Kevin Magnussen?
What the fuck? I voted and it cut me out. This
Yeah,
is
I
bollocks.
accidentally moved my mouse and
Jesus
it clicked the
Christ.
reset button. Josh, you get that.
It's George Russell.
Josh, you get that. That's fine.
I think.
It is indeed George Russell. My mouse accidentally reset the button when
Fucking
I moved it. I'm
hell.
going to move my mouse away from there.
He was
So
like, no,
Leo
fuck
is
off.
on.
Josh don't get that.
Leo is on 4. Josh is on 3. Ryan is on 1. Amazing stuff. Amazing. What F1 personality's name is? Oh, what is this?
Great.
Wow, that's fucking brutal. I might just skip this one. This is not a good one. I'll see if anyone gets it. What F1 personality's name is? Oh, I'll win, mates. An anagram of.
What? I think you got to redo the question. You can't. You're struggling to get the words
Oh,
out.
I'm missing that one. That is a brutal. That's a brutal question. I'm not doing that. There is absolutely.
Yeah, who was it?
What's the answer?
The answer is Lewis Hamilton because it's an anagram of Lewis Hamilton is I'll win, mate.
Cringe.
So, or hey, I'll win, mate. That's proper cringe. What a
really
cringe question.
That's
Cringe.
team.
Ready?
Team
Question
LA.
11, because 10 is not here anymore. Haas made a strong start to the season with Kevin Magnussen posting a surprise result in Bahrain. But what position did he finish in Bahrain? Was it 3rd? Was it 4th? Or was it 5th?
I buzzed first. You reset it.
And
Shouldn't
what I
be
said,
buzzing
press
during
the
the old
reset
question,
button.
then, you Corey boy.
Yeah.
I'm going to always reset the buzzer every time I finish the question, by the way. So, Josh does get that one first because Leo jumped the start, gets a drive-through penalty.
Nice.
So, Josh, where did Magnussen finish?
Can I hear the answers again? Because I didn't hear them because Leo was grizzling.
3rd, 4th, or 5th?
5th.
Was it 5th? Let's see. It's correct. Correct answer is 5th. Very good, very good, very good.
I wasn't sure.
Josh, you're tying with Leo now, 4-all. Okay, are you ready?
I'm definitely winning.
Oh, but I
That's
thought
lit-
it was
I'm 0 for
4-0 lead.
danger.
No danger.
4-0 lead.
Classic Spurs fans are bottom it.
Are you ready?
Ah.
Here's the next question coming up. Max Verstappen completed the most race laps with 1,271, leading 616 of them. But which driver came next, completing 18 laps fewer? Was it Sergio Perez, George Russell, or Lando Norris?
Nice technical issues. I didn't hear a single word
Leo?
ask that question.
Rip.
George
There's
Russell?
number 12. I have to go down these. Some of these are pretty brutal. It was not George Russell. The next one is Josh.
Checo
Would you like to have a
Perez,
guess?
please.
It is not
Oh,
Sergio
no.
Perez.
Can I have the names
There is
again?
one more. I'll give you the names again.
Yeah.
So it is it Sergio Perez,
No.
George Russell, or Lando Norris?
Norris.
Why did you have
It
to
is
think
indeed
for that?
Norris. 'cause the other
Why
two
did you
didn't
think
say
for
Because
that.
I was trying to
What was
remember
you
what you two
thinking?
had said. Because I was trying to
Could
remember
you
what you
imagine?
two said.
It's the
Could you imagine if he was like,
Perez.
Perez?
I was like, Leo said Perez, but George, I don't know what Josh said.
how
George
many
on Norris.
how many laps did Lando do then? I'd imagine that's in Sochi, right?
Well, 18
Lando-
laps fewer than Verstappen.
18 laps, yeah, fewer. So he basically completed nearly every single race apart from two things, which was Brazil and Miami.
Wow, nice.
That's what you get for being a mid-table driver.
Right.
Roast. Okay,
So
Are you
it's
ready?
gonna cry
Question
into the bank
13.
account.
which... Yeah. Daddy! Which driver secured the most pole positions? Max Verstappen, Charles Leclerc, or Carlos Sainz?
Leo scumbag wrecked.
Alright, Charlie
Charles
Leclerc.
Chuck Leclerc is the correct answer.
I keep
Correct
forgetting to put my
answer.
mouse back on the buzzed bit, so I keep missing the buzzer.
God's sake, Ryan. Ryan's replying to all of them tweets that you guys are sending us. Right, that's Leo's job, actually. Ryan's replying to the TikToks.
That I haven't
So,
got anything to reply to.
Next question. How many races returned to the calendar this season? Was it 1, 2, or 3? Leo, how many returned to the calendar?
Two.
Was it 1? Was it 2? Fucking hell, Josh.
Come on,
Jeez.
mate.
2,
Can we
3,
get
or
a new
4?
question master?
You're gonna need to. You're literally gonna
Two.
need to at this
Two.
point. I can't even do what I'm saying. Incorrect. Ryan is the next person.
So what's 2, 3, or 4, yeah?
What's that?
2, 3, or 4
I'm going to go with 4.
is the correct answer. Correct answer, Ryan. The races that
What were
returned were Australia, Canada, Japan, and Singapore. Those are the races that returned to the calendar.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yes. Okay, question number 15.
I've
We're
got-
nearly finished here, boys.
I've got a question. How many
you ready?
more are we doing?
There's another 50 questions,
Oh,
I think.
wow.
Nearly. It should
Okay.
be enough to take us up to the finishing point. There's only 5 more. Okay, ready? Name all 4 drivers who secured their first F1 pole position in 2021. Go. Or Josh came in first.
Fucking forgetting to press the buzzer.
Name all 4 drivers.
2020.
Yeah, I was going to say 2021.
Sorry,
2021.
2022.
So,
2022.
okay.
I've got Abu Dhabi in the brain from earlier on.
so
It's my fault.
just to clarify,
So
this
how
is
many drivers
new pole
scored their first podium positions in 2022? Their first pole
ever,
position.
Yeah. Okay. So there's
Yeah, first ever pole position.
Lando.
In 2022.
Oh, this is where I fucked it with the dates.
Not 2021.
So now I'm
not
thinking of the wrong
2022.
year. No, I fucked me off because I've fucked it. You saying the wrong year.
Okay, Leo is next.
Lord Leo, please get it, because I don't know.
Is it
How many drivers
Fuck
scored
it,
their
fuck
first
it.
pole
bottled
position
it?
in 2022? No,
Is
you
there
got
a
to list
multiple
them.
choice or just?
Got a list the name. Oh,
Oh shit! Oh, list them. Well,
Yep.
Magnussen was one. Perez was 2.
Yep.
Carlos Sainz. There's more. But who else got one?
There's one more.
oh, I've got. I think I've got an idea.
I'm going to give you 5 seconds, otherwise Ryan has a still. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ryan, over to you.
Was it George Russell?
Oh, Chloe.
It was indeed George Russell. Ryan with the steal.
Oh.
Ryan with the steal. Crazy scenes.
Oh,
Actual crazy scenes.
Ryan,
Just
you're
the
absolutely
answer, mate,
brilliant.
I ain't got a clue of
Yeah.
those other 3.
He just secured that last one. Right, we're going to wrap this up as the last question, boys. This is going to be the last
Are we all
question,
on
okay?
4 now?
You're on 3, Leo is on 5,
I'm on
and
4.
Josh is on You're on 4.
Yeah.
I have to go back in the thing and check who
I have to
actually
go
won
back
this
and
one
check
because
it,
I
but
can't count
I
math.
think I'm on 4.
Okay, boys, this will be the last question, okay? So, get ready on your buzzers after the multiple choice. What size diameter wheels did F1 run in 2022? 16, 18, or 20 inches?
Oh, Leo!
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 With a singular bang. 18-inch
18,
wheels,
18.
and that is the correct
Leo!
answer. Well done, Leo. He's done it across the line.
He's done it.
He's across the line. So that
113
that's
milliseconds.
probably Leo. I think I'll put that piece of shit out of the way.
badge
Jesus
in there,
Christ.
Oh, shit out of the way. Doesn't even know where his own badge is.
So, boys, that looks like that's probably Leo, followed by Josh, and then Ryan on the Formula Fun time. That wraps up another lovely, fun evening with my 4 not favourite people on the world. Would rather do this with anybody else, but hey ho. So, boys, did you enjoy that? Did you have fun?
No, because it was with
Talked about Mercedes, played some games. We're going to play some more games after this to get some recording done for you viewers and listeners. So I hope you're looking forward to that. Lads, next week, same time next week, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
All of us, 4 of us? Or is there 3 of us?
Oh,
There's 4.
Leo's doing 2 on
Fab
the trot.
4. Once again, Leo is definitely Ringo Starr for the Fab 4. But anyway, everybody, thank you very much for listening once again to the podcast. I hope you enjoyed this one. Comment, subscribe, leave a like, share, hit the notification bell, all that good stuff on the YouTube, any other platforms that you're listening to us. Give us a follow, give us a like, etc., and share us to your friends. Hope you've enjoyed this episode once again. From me, have a good rest of your week, and I hope you look forward to the rest of the videos. Goodbye for now.